Today, I'm going to tell you a story of a young woman who had a glorious corporate career, but she wanted to start Delhi's first microbrewery. Now you ask, what is a microbrewery? It's a bit technical, so let me give you a brief background. In a restaurant, which is a typical setup where you go, you chill with your friends, you hang out, you eat, you drink, in a microbrewery, what happens is you have the same thing, the format is same. The only addition is you have a small plant which brews its own beer and the product is sold in the restaurant itself. So the government does not allow you to brew this beer and sell it outside in the market. You have to consume it in the restaurant. In Delhi, till about now, this concept was not there. Nobody had thought of doing it, and this was her dream. Imagine a young, well-to-do, settled, knowing how to do her job well, being in the comfort of her home, being in the comfort of her family, wanted to leave all of that, join the madness and the chaos, enter a male-dominated industry which was very, very regularized. It had strict norms, policies, laws, and you had to follow them to the T. Now, what do you need to set up a microbrewery and a restaurant? First, you need to know how to do it, the entire process, the plan. Second, a lot of hard work, determination, dedication. And third, miracles. You need lots and lots of miracles, because without that, this was not possible. The first miracle you needed was a lot of funding. Now, she thought of going and approaching venture capitalists. What happens with VC is that they will enter and start or invest in your business once you're established, once you have your operations up and running. They don't want to get into your business at the early stage when you're setting it up. Also, this industry was a big no for them. So that idea completely dropped there. Second, she started approaching small and medium financiers and investors, because with corporate job, there's only so much savings that you have. And this needed big, big, big bucks. That also did not happen that much, because a stranger will not know you. You know, you're talking about air. You don't have that restaurant or a microbrewery in front of you. You can't make them see it. They can't touch it. They can't feel it. There's no brick and mortar. So finally, angels come to the rescue. She gets her first seed funding through angel investors. Now, why do we call them angels? Because just like angels, they will come into your life. They will help you. They will raise funds for you. They will guide you. They will mentor you and help you build your dream. Now, through this seed funding, a little bit of her own savings, borrowed funds, some funds from families and friends and people who trusted her, miracle number one was complete. Second thing what happens is, when she starts building the place, it's very beautiful. It was all in her head earlier when she closed her eyes. When she opens it, she can see construction going on. But then demonetization happens. And she feels all her dreams are going to shatter. There are people standing in line for getting 2,000 rupees note. How is she going to complete the entire project in time? Well, now she had to go for a second round of funding. Again, that was not easy. With the new money coming in, there's a lot of disturbance in the system. Still not giving up. Being very desperate, she goes to another set of angel investors. Finally, when she gets everything sorted, her place is ready. Now all she needs to do is open. But it was not this simple. Why? Because it was the first time Delhi was going to have a microbrewery. She goes to the government, and here the non-glamorous part of opening a restaurant starts. She goes to the government. She asks them that I want a microbrewery license. It's just like buying a car. If you buy a car, that does not mean you can start using the car, because to drive a car, you need a license. Similarly, to operate and start a microbrewery, you need a microbrewery license. Now the government says, okay, I know that you want to start a microbrewery, but I can't give you a license. She was like, why? Why can't you do this? Then the government tells them that we have a cabinet decision that supports this 3 years back. But nobody came to us, nobody approached us, and we did not know the know-how how to formulate this into a government order. Now, please stay with me because this is the most crucial part of the story. A government order is very, very crucial to get a policy made, and through that policy, you will get a license to operate a microbrewery. Now, the government was as clueless as she was. Finally, approaching the set of officials who were responsible for this, she got a new hope because she was under the impression that these government officials would be corrupt or not support, because a long time back, approaching a peon was so difficult. And actually to getting to a decision maker who's going to sign your papers or your file, it was an impossible dream. Thanks to this government, at least a female can dream of opening a restaurant and operating a microbrewery. So when she asked the government official, why are you trying to help me? I thought you will do everything possible not to make this happen. The answer he gave was simple. He said, we have seen you come here every day. We have seen your dedication, we have seen your passion, your commitment to getting your job done and getting this microbrewery started, no matter what. And we would like to help you. Not only this, in fact, I was surprised when I got to know that she had written to a minister, a concerned minister, and you will not believe that minister's office replied to her within 3 hours saying, how can we help you? She was shocked. She immediately agreed that I will file my representation to the minister. When she approached the minister, she told him very clearly that because it's going to happen in Delhi, it is a state as well as a central matter. So the state has given the approval and policy, and I need the center to approve this. The minister was shocked. He said, how do you know so much? Being from a corporate world, now getting into government policy and figuring a way out around, he was so impressed by her that within a week, which would have taken years, I am sure of, the policy was ready. So now this was just the tip of the iceberg because we've got a policy to operate the microbrewery, we still don't have the license. Now what happens is, she is in a dilemma that the policy has come, everything is ready, the restaurant is ready, we've got the funding, we've built a very spectacular place. But now I don't have the license to run, so what do I do? This was a very tough decision. Either she could have just washed off her hands and said, bye-bye, I'm not doing this any further because I'm not getting any support and everybody can go home. I am going to file for bankruptcy. The investors and the financiers can say bye to this dream, or face this head on. Take this as a challenge and see it through. See what she started as a dream come into a reality. After rigorous amount of follow-up with the state as well as the center government, finally the license to operate comes. And the day the license to operate comes, you will not believe what an official said. The official said, look, you're a Hindu Brahmin girl. Are you sure you want to do this? It's going to suit your karmas? I was again surprised with this kind of approach in this kind of scenario, right? That you are actually going to not make it easy for a girl or a woman to do what they want to do. She wanted to tell that official that, look, my karma or my dharma says that I am answerable to my investors, the ones who've put in so much money in making this dream come true. But then that was a story for another day. They gave the license to her, she got the license, and then the glorious journey of setting up a microbrewery gets completed. Once this is done, she still is not home because being the owner of that beautiful microbrewery, that beautiful establishment, the license that she got it from the scratch, she does not have the respect from her juniors or her staff members. Why? Because she's a female. Their mentality or their thought process is that in a male-dominated society, she does not have the background or the know-how or the education to run this place successfully. Why? Because she's a female. Now she got everything right, even tried to prove her worth and mettle to her own staff, being an owner of the place. They still did not listen to her. The operations were going haywire. There was no work being done. But again, to overcome this challenge, this comes miracle number 4, which she did not expect. A leading entertainment channel approaches her for a TV show, which is going to be not only nationally but internationally telecasted. She just has one condition. Look, I'm going to do this for you, but you have to make my restaurant a brand. And a promise was a promise. They delivered that. Overnight, her hard work, her dedication became a household name. She became a household name. In fact, she did not stop there. She went ahead and did movies with leading OTTs, and she went ahead and represented her country at Cannes Film Festival. Now, with all of this going, suddenly a beautiful pandemic and COVID hits us all. Businesses overnight stop. Everything is shut, including her restaurant. She has to pay the entire staff. There's no money. She has to pay her landlord. There's no money. Nothing can be done. She was about to raise her first venture capitalist Series A funding. That all goes for toss. It's like her life came down shattering. But then, if you keep on going on and on and on, you will get another chance. And 3 lockdowns later, she came back with another microbrewery, another restaurant, and this is just the beginning for her. I would like to end just by saying that if anybody tells you, you can't do this, smile at them, remember their name, save their phone number, and when you actually do, make it a point to call them and say, yes, I did this. Thank you.